What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB. Once again, big shout out to my doggy, the king of coin, Lawrence King, for coming through with 100 large. Respect, General Bosh. So, we got some interesting news for the great unwashed masses right now regarding Chris Eubank Jr. Yeah, Ben Shalom has leaked. Where's Ben been at, man? Ben fell off. Oh, it's crazy. Apparently, Ben was refusing to do any media. He got obviously the BBC, the moody BBC deal. Yeah, he fell on his feet. It could be worse, but still, he fell on his feet. But still, he refuses to do any media regarding it. So he only talk about Eubank and Ben directly, apparently, which is a bit iffy. I actually don't think Ben Shalom's too bad. He's all right. He gets punked a bit by Eggy. Well, historically speaking, he got punked by Eggy a few times. That could never be me. Eggy could never punk me, man. Oh, he's 6'4". Listen, man. Yeah? He ain't 6'4" when he's flat on his back, right? He's probably about, what, half a foot? Oh, big piece of stiff timber looking ass, man. That's what he'd be to me. You best believe it as well, man. Proper horizontal looking 6'4" piece of timber at that. No, I'm messing. But anyway, Ben Shalom, yeah, he been missing somewhere. Anywho, he popped out after the Eubank versus Conor Hen 2 press conference and alleges that Chris Eubank Jr. is not having no parts to do with the rehydration clause. Let's hear the bars from Ben Shalom. Here we go. Bosh.
We aren't happy with the rehydration clause. Chris isn't committed to that rehydration clause again.
Okay.
We aren't happy with the rehydration clause. Chris isn't committed to that rehydration clause again, as of yet.
Okay.
And the initial time it was put in front of us, it was an ultimatum. It was the fight's not happening unless this. So Chris is in a difficult position then. Everything's been agreed. Everything. You're talking, we've gone through the contract, we've done every single clause. We get to the last moment. I think it was, if I remember, maybe just before the press conference or something, and then it was landed on us, an ultimatum like...
Sorry, I'm going to stop it there. I don't know what it is with Ben Shalom here. But whatever he's involved in, almost paradoxically, yeah, these men are renowned for being on their numbers and letters game. Where do you think legalese came from? Why do you think contracts have to be so hard to read? Right? It's a barrier to entry, so the unwashed don't know what's going on and you have to hire a moody lawyer. Right? Come on, lawyers ain't cheap, man. They send out a pre-packeted. They send out a pre... Just listen, for a lawyer to send out an email, it's like a $500 to $1,000. Yeah? That's what it is. Just sit there. Not even them sending it. They got some corny paralegal doing it. For pennies on the dollar. Yeah? For minimum wage. You have a paralegal in there making 25 bags a year. What is... Come on. Yeah? But anyway, my point is, whenever Ben Shalom's involved, it's always something messy. Oh, it wasn't our fault. It was all signed. If it was all signed, why are you backing up for? You say it's all signed. It's done. Or it don't happen. Eubank at the time, he was the A-side. If it don't happen, it don't happen. Right? I don't know. Is it possible? Some people speculate. Eubank is a fiend for the tables. Yeah? He's a degenerate like the YB, but that's the problem. Listen, degeneracy, it goes all around the social scale, right? It's relative. Because all you do is, like, I might waste $100, $200, but that is relatively, right, to my net worth, that's like what, 15-20%. So Eubank, he doing the same thing. He blowing a millionaire like it's water, right? Neymar on his neck, allegedly. Neymar breathing down his neck for the... It's not even 5 large, it's 5 giga large he owes him, allegedly. Some people say. Conor Hen says. So it's possible. In fact, the only way it really makes sense, if it's true what Ben Shalom says, which I'd take with a pinch of salt, but if it's true, yeah, the fight was signed and then they came and stuck it on us and said, no, it's not happening unless this. The only reason Eubank's a proud man, right? He'd say, in normal circumstances, if he didn't have the Brazilian mafia breathing down his neck, right, Eubank would say F off. But because he's got the... What are them cats called from Brazil? I'm not sure, but either way, there's some... Come on, man. The Brazilian El Chapo breathing down his neck for that 5 giga large. That's what they're doing. They're on his neck. So he thought, I need this money bad, man. I got bills to pay. I can't believe it, though, because Eubank don't drink, does he? He don't drink. He don't sniff. I think he likes a brass. I'm not going to lie. I won't be surprised if he likes a brass, does Chris. I won't be surprised at all. I've heard, allegedly, he likes a brass. So he's brassing on the tables. Yeah, he's brassing and he's on the tables with his coin. The tables is the most dangerous. The brass ain't too bad. You can't really spend that much money. You probably can, but not that much money. You can't lose 5 mil on a brass, right? You can lose 5 mil on a table. That's what you can do for sure. Right? No doubt about it. You can lose... I saw... What's his name? Dana White lost 750. Best part of $1 million. In one blackjack hand. So you can do 5 mil... You could do that in an hour. Easy. Right? You couldn't do 5 mil on brass. So anyway... I'm trying to give Chris Eubank Jr. life advice here, man. Stick with the brassing. Yeah, get your fill, whatever you must. But the tables are no good, my bro. Tables are no good. They're no good. Nothing good comes from the table. Your name ain't Nostradamus. Your name ain't Nostradamus, Albert Einstein, where you're going to work all the numbers out. You're just going in there on a prayer. Listen, man, when Chris Eubank Jr. gets on them tables, he's going in there on a prayer. He ain't going in there with all the statistics and the probabilities. He's having a gamble. He ain't got a clue what's going on. So leave the tables alone, in my opinion, professionally speaking. Laser focus on the brass. Yeah, anytime you get the urge, you think, maybe I'll be lucky tonight. Pick the blower up. Come on, Chris, man. You got them... What do you call it? You got them international... What's the word I'm looking for? There's a better word. Transnational links, man. To the proper premium. Yeah? You ain't got to deal with the knit brass. That's what you ain't got to do. You can call the proper ones in. The celebrity class brass. That's what you should... I'm just... Listen. Who am I to judge? Yeah, if Chris wants to go onto the tables and blow a millionaire and blow a millionaire, have at it. I'm just giving you my professional advice, Chris, man. Yeah? It's better to brass and haul your way through your money. Okay? In my opinion. Than it is to blow it on the poker table. Right? Because look now. Now you're in here taking stupid things and ultimately it's affecting your health. Not only is the poker got your coins down bad, it's got you making silly decisions. You was the A-side, right? But the financial jeopardy you put yourself in, allegedly, has got Conor Hen calling the shots. And I listen, circumstantially speaking, it kind of makes sense. Why would Conor Benn, who was always the B-side, why would he all of a sudden be calling shots? If we assume this story's true, i.e., yep, there's going to be a rehydration clause now, and if you don't accept it, we're walking away. Why would Conor Benn? Conor Benn's been prepping for this for 2-3 years. Why would he be prepared to walk away? He'd be prepared to walk away if he knew. It's like game theory. He knew, okay, we can take the piss with Eubank now, right? We know he owes 5 mil. We know he's gagging for cash. Yeah, we'll bend him over, metaphorically speaking. Take it, right? Still, Eubank's a proud man. I'm not sure Ben Shalom or anyone else could tell him what to do, to be fair to them. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Chris wasn't in financial straits. Maybe he don't owe 5 giga large to the Flavelians. Okay? The Brazilian favela. Is it favela? No, what's that word for the ghettos? Favela. Whatever, you get the point I'm making. Yeah? Maybe he don't. And if he don't, it's even worse though. Because why are you doing this, dumb? Just say, no, I'm not doing a fight. Or is it a case of Eubank Jr. is too proud and he thought, well, which is a possibility as well. He thinks, whatever. Because don't forget, he was happy to fight him at 157. Yeah, and I'll just make weight, even though Conor Hen's off the moody eggs and the fight's off. I'll make 157 anyway, just trying to prove a point. Even this one, he comes in allegedly with a 2 kilo Louis Vuitton jacket on when he's re-weighing in. So he's like, it's one of them ones. I don't know. There's too many unknowns here for us to be sure.
We aren't happy with the rehydration clause Chris isn't committed to that rehydration clause.
It's a bit late now though, isn't it? We're not happy with it. We're not committed to it. The contract will be the contract. And listen, to be fair to Eggy Hearn, he said, way before this fight was made, the rematch, Eggy Hearn said, we've got a contract and it says there'll be a rehydration clause. At that time, Napa, Eubank's manager, and Ben Chalong said, well, no, these things are going to be ironed out. 2-2s, the fight's on again, and there's a rehydration clause. So Eggy's been quite consistent. As smarmy as he may or may not be, he's been consistent. It tends to be Ben Chalong's team who are messy. Oh, it's 10 rounds. Actually, 8. No, it's 12. Right? And this is another one of them. People say anecdotally, yeah, Ben don't know what he's doing, but I don't think I'm not sure he can even read. Never mind knows what he's doing. I'm going to call a spade. Ben Chalong might be a DEI hire. That's the truth. He might be a DEI hire, man. That's how it's looking right now. It's just too messy. Oh, we're not committed to it. Or have you signed it or not? That's all that really matters. Yeah? It's not a case of, if I sign a contract and I'm not really committed to it, yeah, it don't really matter. Because everyone's going to have a claim on your ass if you don't deliver them terms. So I'm not really sure. They're always doing this. They're always trying to change things after they've been locked in. Right? If you're not happy with something, don't sign it. And that is the bottom line. Now, sometimes things are complicated, but a rehydration clause really ain't that complicated. You either want one or you don't. This ain't no big financial structure where you're doing this, that, the other to not pay your taxes. You might not understand it. This is Chris, bro. You've been fighting 30 years. Do you want a rehydration clause or not? Do you know what I mean? It's one of them ones, as far as I'm aware.
Again, as of yet.
Okay.
And the initial time it was put in front of us, it was an ultimatum. It was the fight's not happening unless this. So Chris is in a difficult position then. Everything's been agreed. Everything. You're talking, we've gone through the contract, we've done every single clause. We get to the last moment. I think it was...
So everything hasn't been agreed. Yeah? If everything's been agreed, it's been agreed. Unless you're saying, oh, everything was agreed, and then they tried to backtrack on what was agreed. If that was the case, I don't think Turkey operates like that. I don't think Turkey operates with everything's agreed and then he's changing it up. I don't know though. I don't know Turkey from Adam. So maybe he is messy. I tend to think otherwise. Right? I believe the rehydration clause was in there from day one. Whether... I mean, we can go based on the very first fight, October 22. It was in there then. Tell a lie. It was 157 to make, and he was able... Eggy Hearn gave Eubank two choices. Rehydration clause or 157. And you can put as much weight on as you want. So even way back then, this fight has never been without restrictions. So why would that suddenly change now? Really? I'd prefer... Listen, I want Chris to win. I prefer him to be full, but listen, bro. If you've signed it, you've signed it. I'm not... Unless Turkey wants to put extra money up to bail you out somehow and say, Connor, I'll give you a couple mil on top to... Come on.
If I remember, maybe just before the press conference or something, and then it was landed on us, an ultimatum like that. In the end, Chris is a money man, and he accepted the challenge. Is it healthy? Is it right?
Ooh.
Is it absolutely... Should it be banned from boxing? Absolutely. Did...
Interesting there. Interesting. He says Chris is a money man. Oh, so ultimately, Ben Chalong alleges it wasn't him not being able to read. It's not the fact he's illiterate. It's not the fact Ben Chalong is an alleged illiterate DEI hire. It's actually the fact Eubank was gagging for the cash. Just tell the truth, man. Ben has come out and put it all out. So listen, man. Eubank was in Vegas for a few weeks, and he was down bad on the tables. Yeah. They got him down. They beat him down to his socks on them tables, man. That's what Ben Chalong should do. Come out and tell the truth. Hey, man, listen, this is the truth, folks. Right. Eubank was in Las Vegas for 3 weeks, and the win beat him down right to his socks. Okay, so we was beggars. Beggars can't be choosers. We had to get that bread in, man. So apparently, when you're a known top gambler, I'm not saying Eubank's the biggest gambler, but once you're in the $1 million bracket, they lend you credit as well. You don't necessarily take cash up front. You can gamble on credit. So come on. He might not. It's a bit like when you go to a restaurant and you can run a bill up and at the end you pay. It might be one of them for Chris. He might have been gambling. That's well documented. People, gamblers gamble money they don't have. Yeah? For the peak level degenerates. They gamble until they got nothing left. In fact, they start taking other people's money and whatnot. It's one of them ones. Right? We don't know Eubank's circumstance, but that does imply to a small extent that Eubank's about the money. He's supposed to have money though, right? Of course, who don't want more money? I don't know, it's too many, we don't really know the situation here. But they do say there's no smoke without fire, right? Conahan, he love eggs. Eubank, he love them tables. He love them tables at the MGM, that's what he love. He a fiend for them tables, allegedly, yeah?
Crawford need a rehydration clause against Canelo. No, he didn't. And so I don't think it should not be used in this fight. Absolutely not. And people could say, oh, well, he missed the 160. He missed the 160 because of what was going on. And it was nothing to do with the weight, right? He missed it by half an ounce because of the timings and everything and the commotion that was going on in that weigh-in. And then he was given like 4 minutes to weigh in. It was one of the most ridiculous scenes I've had in boxing. The rehydration clause is what is a problem. And that is what should be not happening in this fight.
And Ben, so people understand.
Now I tend to agree. I don't like rehydration clauses, but we can't deny it. Conahan did come up 2 weight classes. Look, listen, Crawford did as well, and he was okay. The bottom line is you get what you negotiate at the end of the day. That is it. If I was Eggy Hearn, if I was Conor Benn's manager, I'd try and do that as well. Put it that way. Forget all the kind of Warriors Code rubbish. If you've got Conor Henn's best interests, if you can get this sucker, as such, Chris Eubank, to sign a rehydration clause, I'd have him fighting at 135 if I could get him to do it, right? I'm not here to help Chris Eubank. That's on Chris and his team to handle their shit. Bottom line, right? If I could get Chris Eubank Jr. to fight at 125 versus Conor Henn, that's what I'll be doing. No doubt about it. That's why you have 2 sets of teams to fight for each individual's interests, and it should wind up somewhere in the middle. Instead, well, yeah, Chris has got the... I think weight training's even worse, though. I haven't fought before, I've never weight trained, but I can imagine. I've done high-level sport before, and I can't imagine having to do it, being dehydrated and starving to death. It's hard enough as it is, right? I think there's probably more value in being full of beans and ready to go, rather than gasping for a drink as you're walking out. You know what I'm saying? But listen, it's what Chris has signed up for. Let's see what happens. I want Chris to win, so it'd be great for me if Chris don't do the rehydration clause, but what's that saying? Slim's out of town and it's close. Slim's out of town. You got 2 chances. None and Slim. And Slim's out of town. That's the kind of chance he's got of not having this rehydration clause. Eggy hurt on his ass, man. Yeah. I don't know what kind of operation Ben Chalong's running. Listen, fair play to Ben. He don't know whether he's coming or going. Right? He's put his new DEI claim in. He's put his new DEI application to get a job at BBC, and he's pulled it off. Fair play to Ben, man. Yeah. As a society, we need to support people, illiterate people who can't read and whatnot. So I think it's the 1999 Disability Act, right? These cats must be given equal opportunities under the law, no doubt about it. So BBC, they eyed Ben and said, yeah, Ben, you're cross-eyed, you can't read a contract for toffee, so we'll give you a job, man. Oh my God. Alright, people, I'm out of it, man. Smash the like button, subscribe. And check out my Patreon, man. Yeah, this is where we make it do what it do. All the things we can't talk about on JTube are over there. You can ask questions. And the YB will be back at you. No doubt about it, man. Don't give me no cap either. Don't listen, man. It's the funny thing about some of you cats. Yeah, they say things like, People think I'm Muslim, I'm not. But some cats say, oh, YB, that's haram to beg for coins. You man got HBO Max though, right? Right? You got Netflix though, right? Yeah? You see that one there? You see that one there? You got all these subscriptions. And my man, come on, man. Look how man's living out here, man. Look how man's living. Yeah? You ain't got no problem pumping up the top massa mans, have you? So don't play with me. Don't play with me. Yeah? Don't play with me. Johnny.